Hello and welcome back to my spooky corner of the internet. My name is Chelsea and today we are talking about the woman in the house across the street from the girl in the window. You know I had to look at that because the title is absolutely ridiculous, and I'm going to go through and we are going to walk through the show together. Before I will give you kind of an idea of the show and if you should watch it, and then I will go through and we are talking about all the spoilers, because the show was something else. And we're gonna do a fun little makeup look, so let's get into it. But before we do, if you would please like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell because I post every Friday. I would really appreciate it, and go check me out on all my socials, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and a Facebook page. Thank you so much. Enjoy the video. All right, we already have our hair up and our little pigtails. Literally so cute. I'm gonna do a white base on my face. That rhymed. And then I'm gonna do a fun little makeup look. I'm not really sure where we're going. I'm just going to let the colors speak to me. Okay, so let's get into it. We're putting on our Nyx Primer. Bear with me. I bought this forever ago. This is like all that's been used. There's literally so much still left in this. I love it. We got our fan. We got our fan. If you guys know of any horror fans, like horror related whatever fans, let me know because it's so hard for me to find them. And I love the fans that I have, but like let me know if you know where to get any horror fans because I'm very curious. I can't find them anywhere. I've been on Etsy, Amazon, all over the place. Cannot find them for the life of me. So I don't know. If this isn't a thing, I'm about to make it a thing and sell it myself. Like, damn. All right, let's throw this on and then we will get to talking about this freaking show, which is ridiculous in all the best ways. And I just use like this like flat brush to like get this all out. And then I use a beauty blender to kind of make it look more, I don't know, natural, get in the creases, whatever. And this is the LA Girl Pro Color Foundation Mixing Pigment. Just gonna, yeah. This was like a hard find when I was in the store. I'm sure it's easier to find online. Let's get into this freaking show, right? So this is, I had a bunch of people on Twitter asking me if this was a parody. It is a parody of The Woman in the Window, which I've actually never seen. It's literally on my list on Netflix and I just haven't watched it. And I kind of assumed that this was going to be kind of a silly show just based on the freaking the title. I went into it and I was like, okay, it's gonna be kind of funny, but like there's still gonna be a story, which I guess I was right, there definitely was. But as you went in through it, so you have Anna, she's like the main character, and oh, this is not spoilers. So you have Anna, she's the main character. She witnesses a murder across the street in the window, and the whole thing is her trying to prove what happened, find out what happened. It's the whole like mystery of it all. And as you're going through the mystery, there's a lot of just like random things throughout that are just hilarious. And you're just like, what the heck? But it's like they're very serious with the show, but you can't take anything seriously. It's so good. So definitely go check it out. Definitely go watch it. It's like 8 episodes, but each episode's like 20 to 30 minutes long. So if you're like a binge watcher, it won't take you long to get through it. And even if you're not, it's not gonna take you more than a few days to get through it. So go check it out. It's worth your time for sure. Okay, so we have Anna. And first of all, okay, so since I've never seen The Woman in the Window, I like, it's like if you see Scary Movie before you watch Scream. It's like when you watch the actual thing, I feel like I would just be laughing the whole time because they are probably making very good points in their parody of it. So as you go through and follow Anna, she lost her daughter like 3 years prior, and now she's like an alcoholic and she takes like pills that are like prescribed to her. But then you find out later on throughout like the very last episode that he was prescribing her like way higher meds than she was supposed to be taking. And every time you see her, she's always drinking, like not just drinking wine, but her glass is completely full to the top. Like it's per bottle, the glass fits a bottle. And like at one point she like literally is pouring 2 bottles into 2 glasses and fills them up, and she's like, all right, let's go. Like it's so funny. And within the first episode you end up meeting Carol, who's her neighbor, and she's an absolute nightmare. She's the worst, but she's so funny because like her whole character is like the mean, like her whole thing is like she's like the mean bitchy neighbor that's like perfect and Christian, which was like one of my favorite things. She was like, you were in my prayers, Anna, I'm taking you out of my prayers, I'm no longer praying for you. She's like, okay. And all she talks about is her husband, how important her husband is and how amazing her husband is, and like she is like the most base character. I was like, oh my god. Again, I haven't seen the movie. I feel like I need to watch it now, and I'm just gonna make fun of it the whole time. But it was just so perfect. I'm like, this is literally almost every Lifetime movie though. Like same type of characters, same atmosphere. Everyone's always drinking wine. Actually made me want wine. Like if I had red wine, I would have watched it. I would have drank it while I was watching that last night, because it was just like, it was making me want some for real. Let's choose a color. I'm kind of down for the purple. I feel like I do purple and pink so much. You know, it's February. It's the month of Valentine's. Whatever. We're gonna do some purple. It's gonna look hella cute. I want to know what your thoughts were of this show, so let me know down in the comments. A lot of people I saw like on my Twitter were watching it, liking it, enjoying it, so I want to know what your thoughts are and who your favorite character is. Probably besides Anna. I mean, I don't know if Anna would be your favorite, but my favorite character from this whole thing was Carol and Rex. And so we're gonna get into more of it, but like Rex was, I don't know why, he was just like, he was exactly what he was supposed to be. He was just like dumb eye candy. And we love that for him. We love that for Rex. Okay, this is looking cute. So Anna, she has Neil and his daughter. They move in across the street. And of course he's like good looking. And they all just like, they all look like they're just pulled out of like a romance novel, of course. And I would say when I first read it, when I was first watching it, I 100% thought that like, I guess I kind of fell exactly where they wanted you to fall into, is because I felt like the show was pushing you to assume that Anna was not the killer, even though she had all this like trauma and stuff going on, and that Neil was the killer, and that he really would be the killer in the end. Like I feel like that's how it usually would be. I feel like that's probably how the show is, I don't know, or the actual movie. But the show, it actually ended up, kept going back and forth between her and Neil. And then when she was like reimagining the way Neil's wife died, the way the teacher died, all these things, I didn't know if that was like actually like going back in time and us seeing what happened, or if that's just how she presumed it happened. And we eventually find out that it's how she just assumed it happened, but I'm like, I'm not sure. Like, I don't know what they're actually showing me, so I don't know how, like, I don't know how to take this, like, take this information that I'm getting. You know, it's like, I don't know. Like, I just kept watching because it kept going back and forth, back and forth. And then the freaking guy that was working on the mailbox, I died. Like, each episode was just ridiculous. So they have a guy that her husband works with, like, serial killers. And this guy got out on probation, which every episode he's just out there working on the mailbox. Like either the mailbox completely off the post, or the door's off of it, or there's always something wrong with the freaking mailbox in every episode. And he's working on it on every episode. And at the very, very end, you find out that he's like this crazy person who killed his family. And he literally was like, oh, Buell? Oh yeah, he literally murdered his whole family, so I didn't tell you this because you wouldn't let me hire him. And she's like, no shit, I wouldn't have. But then, so they thought he would like, then it was like, oh, maybe Buell's the killer, but then he wasn't the killer. I feel like if he was the killer, it just like, it wouldn't have really killed everything, because all he does is fix a mailbox for the last 3 years. And that, oh my god, I died. And he was like, I hired him because of this, da-da-da. And he was like, I hired him to fix the mailbox. And she's like, it still hasn't been fixed and it's been 3 years. And he's like, what? Like, that's the biggest problem. This show is really funny. The more I think about it, the more I just really enjoy it, honestly. And I knew that's what it was going into it, which a lot of people have. That's why everyone's like, is this a parody? Like, yeah, it is, for sure. I feel like it's not picking up on me very well because my face is just physically white, but what do you do? All right, we're gonna do a little something with his nose now. At least we're gonna try to. Also, I would say what really did it in for me. So, what really did it in for me, as I was kind of like, okay. When they got to her talking to her therapist, which we just find out was her freaking husband the whole time anyway, which is like so stupid and very unethical. And again, probably what goes on in the movie is making fun of. Who freaking knows? But when she talks about how her daughter died, at first I was kind of like intrigued. I'm like, I wonder what happened. I assume a car crash. She's afraid of the rain. She has like an actual phobia of it, whatever it's called. I'll put it down here. And I almost said something. I think that's Afraid of the Dark. Anyway, I don't know. But I assumed that they got in a car accident and that she died. Like, I feel like that's what everyone probably would have assumed. And then she's like, oh no, my husband, he works for the FBI and it was take your daughter to work day. He took his like 7 or 8-year-old daughter with him to go meet a serial killer. And what was his freaking name? I need to know what it was. It was like Butcher Mike or something. He was like a cannibal serial killer. It was the most ridiculous thing. This is like the one thing I should have. Massacre Mike. God damn, why was that so hard to find? Massacre Mike. There we go, we found it. I literally could not find it. I just kept wanting to bring up the killer in the movie. Da, da, da. Like, no, I wanted about Massacre Mike. He is an essential character. He is like one of my favorite characters. He's freaking hilarious, dude. It was so stupid. When I was like really like, okay, like at least there's a mystery here. Like, yeah, it's kind of funny. Yeah, we're making fun of like, also I didn't see the woman in the window, so like, I thought it was just kind of making fun of like Lifetime movies in general, and like, I don't know, I was here for it because I love Lifetime movies and I think parodies are funny. And when she was telling us how her daughter died by Massacre Mike, and her dad has to walk out of the room to go talk to an officer or something and leaves his kid in there with this literally deranged serial killer, and they accidentally shut the door, and so the door gets shut and then he kills his daughter, and I'm like, I was laughing so hard, dude. I'm like, what is the story? What is the show? Again, it was just everything I did not expect, to be honest, in all the best ways. It was so good, and which a lot of people are big fans of it. Okay, I'm gonna throw some of this on, and we're gonna throw it. I'm just dipping into like a pastel purple and a pastel pink and throwing it over top of my eyes and seeing what it looks like. So we're just gonna go in with it. There were so many moments in the movie I was just like dying laughing. I'm like, this is so stupid. It's stupid in the best way, but like stupid regardless. But that's literally the whole point of the movie. So like, I feel like even the people that made it, if you said that's stupid, they'd be like, yes. Yes, it is. Thank you for understanding. Anna went over to the house, and there was like this whole thing of like, she was on the phone with her husband and they thought Buell did it, and then she ran across the street. Oh my gosh, every time she ran out in the rain, I'm sure this is like an actual thing, like people are afraid of the rain, but like she would always like make it halfway and then she would just kind of collapse in the middle of the road. I was just waiting for her to get hit by a car. I'm like, lady, you are asking to be ran over. Like, what are you doing? I need my eyebrow thing. It was so funny every single time. And the goddamn casserole too. Like, once I came to the end of it, I'm like, I concluded that if I had to put together like 4 pictures to describe this movie, it would be a big glass of wine, a pill bottle, a casserole, and a knife. Like, that is the embodiment. And I guess it wasn't really a knife, but you don't even know that till episode 8, so like 7 or 8, so I feel like it would just be a knife, like, just you understand like what's going on. But actually it would be one of those, I don't even know what it's called. It's like those metal painting things. I'm not gonna look it up because I don't even know what to look up to find it. Whatever that is. I think it's like a painting spatula or something. It's like, anyway, that's what that chick was killed with, Neil's girlfriend. And yeah, I guess that would actually be the other picture, but I digress. And then everything with freaking Carol, like, it was like the very first episode. It's impossible for me to go in order, I swear. With the very first episode, so Anna, why did she go to the school? Now that I think about it, I actually don't know why she went to the school unless it was like out of habit of like taking her daughter to school. But she went to, I believe, the school, and Carol was like, Anna, and Anna, of course, Carol like tried to set her up on a date with her freaking husband's friend, and she's like, you better be there, Anna, or else my husband's gonna look bad, da 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 da. And it's like, oh my gosh, Carol, first of all, you're a bitch. Second of all, fuck off. And third of all, she was giving Anna so much shit because she had a robe on and her pajamas, and she was like judging her, and it's like, it's annoyed me because it's like, okay, if this chick, not saying everyone, but if this chick was really going through all the things she literally had her hair done, her makeup done, a necklace on, and even though she was in pajamas, she was in like nice matching silky pink pajamas with a robe over it. And I'm like, get out of here. Like, you just look like you're in a movie. Like, if you were really like going through it, like your hair's not gonna be washed, you're definitely not gonna put makeup on, you're not gonna have jewelry on, and those pajamas are not gonna be matching, girl. You're gonna be in a hoodie and some sweats, period. And like, and also, why are you even driving anywhere? But again, I digress with that. But I thought that was really funny, even though it's so stupid and small. But it's like, that's your biggest problem, that she's in a robe and she looks a mess. It's like her makeup looks, like everything else looks good. Like, girl, get out of here. I'd be more concerned that she was trying to drop off a kid that died 3 years ago. Like, damn. Okay, I'm gonna throw some pink in here too because I just want to. You know, once you get to the end of the show and you realize that like Neil actually had nothing to do with anything, you do actually feel bad for him. Like, this chick really is being crazy. I mean, she was sort of kind of right. She was on to something, but like she was in the wrong, not even the wrong ballpark. I guess it was the right ballpark, just wrong person. But I mean, if you really think about like Neil's perspective, that's not a word. Perspective. If you look at Neil's perspective, like she was really putting him through the ringer. His daughter though, she's just like a crazy person. God, it's always the kids. Never trust children. Moral of the story here. Oh, also, so Lisa, she's the chick that died. She's the woman in the window that died. She what is her name? Malia from Teen Wolf. When I first saw her, I'm like, who is this? Because she looks older, but not like old in an old way, but just like more mature, you know what I mean? And I was like, who is this? And then I just googled, you know, all the things and found her, and she was in Teen Wolf, which I got into like a couple years ago. Like, I thought it was really good actually, and she was one of my favorite characters, so I loved that she was in it. And then also, when you go to the high school, the guy who I believe is the principal, he is from Grace and Frankie. Yeah, have you ever seen Grace and Frankie? It's hilarious, so funny. He is the guy that's in charge of like the theater. So there were a lot of good actor and actresses. Oh, and then Kristen Bell, of course. She's literally the main person. She is one reason that I watched this to begin with. Well, her and then everyone just recommending it, I guess, as well. But I was like, okay, like I really like her, so I think I'm gonna actually enjoy this a lot. She just plays that character. Okay, she just plays the character of like being serious in a non-serious situation so well. I feel like that's like most of her roles is like being the serious character in comedies or like sitcoms, which this literally reminds me of like a Lifetime sitcom is literally what it is. It's hilarious. I really like this look. It's looking very cute, if I do say so myself. I also put down, okay, so I was making my little notes as I was watching this last night. Also, when she saw the chick being murdered, I'm just like, first of all, the lady was rude as hell to her, like just earlier that day. And I'm like, I'm sorry about it, but I would probably just stick to my own. I mean, I probably would I would definitely call the police like she did. But when the police got there, they literally just treated her like shit the entire time. And after that, I'd be like, oh, whatever. Like, I don't care then. You don't care, I don't care. Who cares? The chick was a bitch. It's whatever. Like, I don't really understand why she's putting herself through so much for this lady when everyone's being so freaking mean to her about everything anyway. It's like, just worry about yourself. That's probably really rude, but I feel like that's how most people actually would be. Maybe that's not right, but that's life. Like, as soon as that cop started just like questioning me and being rude and being like, what are you drinking? What are you on? Da 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 da. I'd be like, okay, then I don't care. If you don't care, I don't care. Let her die. R.I.P. Okay, this is looking cute. Let's throw on. Are all these colors I put on necessary? Probably not. Do you guys ever watch like a makeup tutorial type thing, and it's showing all these colors? They do all these colors and then they cover like over half their eye with like concealer, and it's like, did you need to do all of that? Or were you just trying to see what works? Because mine is just because I'm trying to see what I like, what works. I'm just adding all the colors, making it fun. Like, if I knew exactly what I was doing and how to get there, I wouldn't need all these colors, I feel like. So that always drives me nuts. Anyway, I digress. I just feel like it's such a waste of time and product and money, essentially. So that's just me. Oh my gosh, also also on the same topic of like the cop and speaking of like 911 and stuff, she calls 911 and she's literally freaking out because she just saw someone being literally murdered, and every time in every movie, which I've never been a 911 operator, I don't know, whatever, but in every movie there's like, calm down, and they start being so mean. I'm like, this person's watching something that's literally traumatic and going to affect them for the rest of their life, and you're yelling at them to calm down. Like, when did yelling at someone to calm down ever make anybody actually calm down? Like, I don't understand why this is a thing. Like, is this really how 911 operators work? Because I don't understand. Like, no one's like, okay, thank you for screaming at me, I feel much better now. Like, they're always so assertive and like almost rude every single time, and it's like, this cannot be how this really works, because stop. Like, this is not helping literally anybody. All right, we are gonna use this. I feel like most of my looks are pink, purple, or like red. Every now and then I'll throw a blue or green in there, but I love pink and purple. They're just so cute. Cute. All right, we're gonna throw this on. This is like my favorite sparkly shade. It's like a pink with like purple reflects in it. I don't know what that means, but like little flecks, I don't know. They're really cute. Oh, I need to spray this down first, actually, to make it more popped, you know? All right, we sprayed that. Let's put it on our eyeball. Oh my gosh. Kind of going back to Massacre Mike. I meant to mention this when I was talking about him, but at one point when that chick does talk to the cop, she like ends up going to the precinct or whatever, and she talks about, like, the cop talks about Massacre Mike, and she like talks about like her time with him when he was being booked there, and it was doing like a flashback of during his polygraph, and it was so freaking funny. They were like, is your name Mike? And he was like, yes, and it was like normal, and then it was like, do you kill people? And he was like, no, and it was like it was so stupid. And then they were like, okay, and then they asked him like, is your address such and such? And he's like, yes, and it was normal. They're like, do you eat people? And he's like, no, and it was like that was just another stupid thing I just thought was so funny. It just, I don't know, maybe I'm just dumb, but I thought it was hilarious. Like, this, and there was, and the cop and the other coppers look at each other like, it's him, like and the guy's sitting there like, no, it's not. I was just dying. It was so funny. All right, I'm gonna use more of the sparkly and try to kind of blend it up a bit. There were so many good like one-liners in this. Like when Anne when she was like going through and trying to figure out what happened to the teacher, the girl's teacher, she thought Neil killed her, and actually it was obviously the little girl. But when she was like, oh, I need the pictures from that day to see if like Neil was here, and they found them after all this time, and she's like, literally, I mean, I think she even, maybe she didn't tell her exactly what happened, but anyway, she was like, can I take this? And the woman's like, for $5. Like, I don't know, I thought that was hilarious. It was just like every character either had like a funny thing they were doing or a funny thing they were saying. So after withstanding all the cheesy goodness that this show had to bring, we do eventually realize that it's the little girl, and she kills for all of the most dumb reasons, as children do. Because her mom's having a baby, because the girlfriend wouldn't buy her cookies, because her dad, what did her dad do? I can't remember what her dad did, but made her mad in some way. And then she literally blamed all of it on this freaking lady. And I'm like, okay, because this girl would be that smart to do all these things and to kill all these freaking people. Like, really? Like, that one guy, I know he wasn't like not really all there, but her handyman, the one that only fixed the mailbox, and that was literally it. Like, how did this little girl kill him, first of all? Like, he is tall as hell. He was a big ass person. Actually, no, I take that back. I think he was shot with a gun. But if he was shot with a gun, why was that chick trying to find the gun and the little girl just kept attacking her? And then eventually she had the gun. Like, why didn't she just have the gun and just shoot her right away? Like, why did she... I don't know. I guess they had to have the fight and they didn't want the woman to die. But it's like, if she already had it, why did she not just shoot that chick? You know? Just doesn't make sense. I thought she was gonna kill that lady because she threw away the markers. I was like, oh, well, she should have not thrown away the markers, first of all. But And even Anna bought like so many so many chocolate bars too, and she still tried to kill Anna because of everything, because she knew what she knew. And not even try to kill her, but she tried to frame her too. And it's like, damn girl, like she bought your chocolate bars. How much more do you want? Like, I don't understand. All right, we're gonna throw on some lipstick, finish up our eyes with some eyeliner, and this look will be complete. I feel like I need to watch The Woman in the Window now, because I need to see what the comparables are, and I don't know. I just feel like I need to. I am using the NYX Epic Wear Waterproof, what is this? It's not mascara. Eyeliner, by the way. This is literally the best eyeliner I've ever used in my life, and I love it. Okay, add a little heart. Very cute. Then we got our eyeliner done. It looks cute, I feel like it looks cute. Alright, we're gonna throw on some highlight, add lipstick, some mascara, and we will be finished. Oh my gosh. And then, so to wrap up this whole thing, the very ending, it was like, I get why they did it. It was funny, but when everyone was apologizing to her and they're like, oh my god, you were right, oh my god, and they all were saying like the exact same things. Her husband, the cop, Carol, everybody, they were all apologizing to Anna for not believing her, thinking that she was like this drunk psycho crazy person, which she was. She was taking way too high meds, which was not her fault. It was someone else. It was her husband's fault. And drinking a lot of wine, which was her fault. But when everyone was going through and being like, I'm so sorry, I should have believed you, da 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 da, and they just all kept doing it, it was like, I was freaking dying. I thought it was so funny. I was laughing a lot at this movie. I thought it was pretty good. And then when the very last thing that happens is she's on a plane, and I don't know where she's going to go see her friend. She has a friend that's always just showing up out of nowhere and never calls, always just shows up. Everyone hates that, but she does it anyway. And she ends up getting a job in New York, whatever, and when she's on that plane and she has a freaking old lady that's sitting next to her, and she goes to the restroom, and then Anna goes to the restroom after sleeping on the plane, passing out, whatever. And the old lady, the thing is though too, she's like finds the old lady in the restroom dead. And she's like, oh my gosh, you're on a plane. The guy that she went to was like so close to her, it wasn't even funny. And when she got over there to him, she was like, oh my god, there's a woman, she's dead, da 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 da. And he's like, okay ma'am, calm down. Which, like, why wouldn't you also? I'd be like, oh my god, really? Like, I'd be like, okay, let's go, like, see, like, whatever. And they go and see, and there's no one in there. How could anyone have moved that body? Like, being completely across the house and no one getting there till after the cops come, which is always forever after you call. I guess that little girl had enough time to move the body, but she better have had plastic or something down, because how do you get rid of all that blood? And your dad's just upstairs practicing with his freaking doll. And I was like, okay, that whatever. But literally you went in there and she was gone. Where could she have went? Did someone flush her body down the toilet? Like, where did she go? I don't know. This is my finished look. I had a little bit of white eyeliner underneath my eyes and some pink eyeshadow. Put on some black lipstick, some earrings, a cute little chain necklace, and we are finished. I really like this. It's super cute. I feel like I have like a whole like Valentine's Day like lookbook ready to go here. My next one, I don't know, I kind of want to do like kind of a heart like shape around my eye or something fun like that. I don't know, we'll see. But this is all I have for you guys this week. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts about the show down below, because I'm very curious. I think I'm gonna go watch the actual movie this is based on now, because I just need to see how ridiculous it apparently is. So I don't know. Thank you guys so much. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on all of my socials at Chelsie Wrath. I will see you in the next one. Stay spooky.